NFL player props here on PrizePicks for Monday Night Football, October 10th, Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is also a Discord link in the description where currently the Discord is free to everyone, as well as Patreon link in the description below this video where I give all the plays I'm making here on PrizePicks for every single sport that I do play: NFL, NBA, college football, MLB, multiple posts on Patreon every single day. So go ahead and check out that link in the description below of this video. Yesterday on Patreon for NFL Sunday, we went 13-6 on the day. Decent day, honestly. Would have been a lot better if you take a look. Like Corey Davis had 38 receiving yards, missed this by 0.5. Right down here, Zaven Collins had 5 tackles plus assists. And then I think if T. Higgins plays that game last night, Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, I think Joe Burrow has well over 270 pass yards. I think he finished with 230, 225, something like that. But no T. Higgins really disrupts a lot of things in that offense. So overall, a profitable day on Patreon. So again, go ahead and check out that link in the description below of this video. But we're taking a look at Raiders Chiefs PrizePicks player props. I'm giving 2 props here that I do like in this game. You can see here the Raiders are projected to win this game. Over under is at 51.5, so decently high scoring game here. Two teams with some superstars in their offenses, some good defenses too as well. But yeah, Kansas City is the favorite here. Raiders are a underdog in this game, which again I'm hoping for the similar game script as Vegas is expecting. Raiders, Kansas City to score, and Raiders trying to keep up with them. So let's get into it though. 2 total player props that I do like in this game. But yeah, again, I'm not a gambling expert. This is not financial advice. These are simply just some plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player props. But let's get into it. The first one I like is going to be Travis Kelce, and I like his over 16 fantasy score. Now, Vegas is giving this a 51.5 over under here. So Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL. And we take a look at his last 5 games. He's hit the over on this 4 of his last 5. His only under was the Chargers here at 10.1, 25, 26. Or he's hit this actually 3 of 4 times this season. We're in week 5. 26, 17.9, and 24.2 fantasy score for Travis Kelce. But this is a PPR scoring, so each reception is exactly 1 point. In this game, though, Travis Kelce facing the Raiders. And just really quickly, tight ends versus the Raiders this season have done pretty well. We saw Zach Ertz catch 8 of 11 targets for 75 yards, right? So Travis Kelce here, Zach Ertz sitting at around 15.5 fantasy points. Gerald Everett had 3 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown here. We're looking at, Gerald Everett to be close to 16. And then even Jeff Swaim down here had 3 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown. So we've seen tight ends do pretty well here against the Raiders. Obviously, none of these guys are even close to the part of the offense that Travis Kelce is for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Travis Kelce versus the Chiefs in his career has just absolutely feasted. We can see, Travis Kelce, you can see probably this game log is similar against any other division opponent who he's faced a ton. But, he's had 6 games over 100 plus yards receiving against the Raiders, even dating back to last season. Let's take a look last season, how he did versus the Raiders in 2021. Right, he was kind of kept pretty low, 3 catches for 27 yards here against the Raiders here, but in that next game, or the first game actually, 8 catches for 10 targets, 8 catches for 119 yards. I just like this game here for Travis Kelce. Obviously, no Tyreek Hill in this offense now, and I think he's going to be the go-to target. I also, honestly, in my opinion, I like his fantasy score first half at 8. He's gone over this, again, 3 or 4 times this season. But we've seen Mahomes kind of go to him early and often, definitely in those first couple drives. But I'd like Travis Kelce here over 16 fantasy score for the whole game here. I think 16. Again, last week, his line was at 17 for his game last week. So I don't know why it's dropped a little bit, especially because tight ends have been playing pretty well here against the Raiders. But nonetheless, I like Travis Kelce over 16. The other player prop is going to be one that, again, I was debating between. I have 2 props that I really like for the Raiders, but I was debating between which one I'm going to give for this video. But I like Josh Jacobs over 18.5. Now, I know running back receiving stats and just running back receiving props are a little bit more volatile than, obviously most other offensive player props. but I like this one for a few reasons. So just hear me out on this one. Now, Josh Jacobs has hit this his last 2 games, 31 receiving yards and 31 receiving yards, right? The Chiefs have they have the best rushing defense in the NFL, right? The NFL team, the best defense, 65.8 rush yards per game. The Chiefs have essentially the best rush defense in the NFL, which is a little bit surprising. But again, best rush defense in the NFL. They're a lot worse against the pass, which I think is going to create a lot of opportunities for Josh Jacobs to get checkdowns here. So he's already had the over in this one, 31 and 31 against Denver and Tennessee, who are both top 10 or I guess top 15 rush defenses. Tennessee sitting here at 8, and Denver here is at 15 as far as rush yards per game go. So 2 good rush defenses. He's already gone over 31 or 18.5 receiving yards. And even dating back to last season. So Josh Jacobs against the Chiefs last season, right? Like, let's literally just filter this to last season. This is last season. Steve Spagnuolo, the same defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. Obviously, new offense for the Raiders. But last season, Josh Jacobs went over this twice. Had 6 targets for 5 catches of 6 targets. He had 10 targets, 66 receiving yards in 2 games against the Raiders. But I also like this, and probably my favorite stat here is running backs versus the Chiefs in 2022. Look how many guys have gone over 18.5 receiving yards. Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, James Conner, and Eno Benjamin, Rashad White, Austin Eckler, and Leonard Fournette. Literally every player pretty much that they've faced has gone over this. Pretty close to it. So, that's 7 running backs already that have gone over 18.5 receiving yards. We're only in week 5. Through 4 weeks, 7 running backs have gone over 18.5 receiving yards. Ton of catches here out the backfield as well for these running backs. Really like here. Josh Jacobs over 18.5 receiving yards. Also, snap counts, right? It's just been getting better here for Josh Jacobs. In week 4, he had 89% snap count. The next running back was Brandon Bolden at 7%. And it's just been getting better. I think Josh Jacobs is now, fully becoming the guy in this offense. Even taking a look at fantasy score, 14.7, 34.5 in their last game. He's getting more touches. He's just becoming a full part of this offense. I think Josh McDaniels now has full confidence in him. I know at the beginning of the year, he was taking punt returns, things like that. There was some skepticism about where he was in this offense, but in this game against the Chiefs, where obviously the Raiders are going to need to throw the ball quite a bit, Derek Carr's pass attempts is at 38.5, which is pretty high. He's hit this 3 of 5 times this season, but Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr throwing around 40 times. I think he takes at least 4 or 5, maybe 6 looks here at Josh Jacobs. 18.5 receiving yards. I'm taking the over on this one. These are the 2 total player props here for this video. I'm playing on Monday Night Football, October 10th, Las Vegas versus Kansas City. Patreon plays are already live. I'm going to add a few more to Patreon throughout the day before kickoff, maybe about an hour or 2 before kickoff. I'll have them all locked. But Patreon plays are already live. I think I have around 7 plays live on Patreon. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you guys. All I got is drop a like on this video. And as always, let's cash.